Hey everyone, and join me for another video while I take a deeper look into Sea of Sorrows from IDW. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Phil, and this is another installment of a new number one. One's come out in the form of IDW's Sea of Sorrows. So I'm going to take a deeper dive into it. Deeper dive, get it? You'll find out. And let you know what I thought of it. And by all means, if you like the sound of it, go pick this up. It's still widely available. I do aim to try and keep my videos below 10 minutes. I know the last couple kind of book review things I've done have been almost 20, but it's that difficult to do, to kind of congest it all in under 10 minutes. So I'm going to talk very quickly from here on in. But just before we go ahead, let's get all the formalities out of the way. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want to grow this channel as big as I possibly can. Please hit that little notification bell. You'll be notified whenever I release great content like this. And also, my Instagram is noted below. Please follow me there. And also, another promotion, as you can see here, I'm listening to Spotify. The Nerd Herd Comic Book Review Club has a podcast available where all good podcasts are available. Check that out, get following and get listening to that. So now that all the formalities are out of the way, let's get stuck into the book, shall we? So I'm just going to read the description word for word. In the aftermath of the Great War, the North Atlantic is ripe for plunder by independent salvage crews. When a former naval officer hires the SS Vagabond, he leads the ship to a sunken U-boat and a fortune in gold. Tensions mount as the crew prepares to double-cross each other, but the darkness of the ocean floor holds deeper terrors than any of them have bargained for. Plunge headfirst into the icy waters of dread. And this is from another historical tale from writer Rich Duke and artist Alex Cormack. They are the creative team, I believe, on Road to Bones. They came out 2018, 2019. So yeah, I read this book and I genuinely loved it. I thought it was fantastic. So we'll take a deeper dive into that. Done it again, deeper dive. Sorry. There have been quite a lot of horror books out recently, and it's definitely at the minute a kind of genre I tend to gravitate towards. I can't even tell you why, I just do. It's like a natural thing. What I will say about this book is it's dark. I don't mean dark in storytelling, it is a wee bit, but it's dark. Like, the artwork is just something I've never really encountered before. It's going to be hard for you to tell what's going on here anyway, but it's almost as if, I don't know, like, instead of starting with a white sheet to draw and colour, they're going reverse and starting with a black. I don't know. It just looks really, really strange, really, really dark, but really, really intriguing. So as before in my other videos of this series, I will go through it briefly and not give too many, if any, spoilers, because I would like everyone to go read it for themselves. And then I'll give you a bit of a warning. You can go away and I will give all good stuff. And then if you so wish, go buy the book, read it, come back and rewatch the video of all the spoilers. Just make sure you comment what you thought of the book too and like the video. So it starts off pretty much the crew are on the ship. It's in rocky waters and there's a guy thrown up over the side. He's obviously not used to the sea. There seems to be a few different types of crews involved, and you can tell that they don't really like one another. Bit of arguing, a bit of to and froing. A gentleman tries to offer himself as a bit of a peacemaker, because essentially they're all in it for one goal. They're all playing their part because they're here to claim a fortune, or so they all believe anyway. And yeah, they don't have to like each other, but if they work together, they could become very, very rich. It then mentions a character called Mr. Scholes, I believe it is. And he's essentially the one down, he's the one diving deep. He's got the big tank, whatever, and he's gone down to, it doesn't say here, but the sunken U-boat. And I'm going to showcase another bit of this artwork because, again, Some people may say it's terrible art because there's not much you can see, but I don't know art from the back of my elbow, so I just think it looks, I like looking at it, and it's different and it's very intriguing. But as you can see, Mr. Shoals here, he's in the water and he's encountering a shark and he's panicking a little bit, and I suppose the darkness of this book is just showcasing just how dark it is in the ocean. So yeah, he's diving down to the submarine, and whilst he's doing that, it then cuts back to a flashback from 3 months previous, where there are a few people from well, the ship owner, I suppose, and they're in a bar getting drunk in the Blind Pig in New York City. I wonder if that's a real bar. But they're getting drunk, drinking their ale, drinking their beer, and he slams a bar of gold on the table because it's out there. So if you've heard any rumours and you never believed that the gold is there, here is proof that it is. And whenever that bar of gold is slammed on the table, straight away they concoct a plan to go and get this. And Mr. Shoals, who's the guy who'll be doing the deep dive, the Captain Darlow, I think's his name, asks him, "Are you ready for this?" And he just says, "You just tell me where to get into the water. I could give a shit about the rest." I'm assuming it's a submarine, but it looks more like a sunken cargo ship. But this is where things start to get a bit strange. You see a few kind of scary looking mermaids, and yeah, he thinks he's seeing things. He checks his air because he doesn't believe that that's something that can exist. He basically talked about an incident of his own where he survived, but essentially the U-boat he was on board was in a bit of trouble and a bit of bother. And then it just cuts to a bit of a cliffhanger, which I'm not going to show you. So sometimes I have a bit of a gripe whenever there are books that don't give a lot of details, but then there are books like this that don't give too many, but it just leaves you wanting more, and it makes you want to make sure you pick up issue 2 and so on. I'm picking this up from 2 onwards. I do love a good horror book all year round, not just at Halloween. But this, I love this kind of horror more. It's like a historical horror where it's kind of taking real life events, being the Great War. It's taken kind of the history of all the U-boats that are in the Pacific and the Atlantic and so on, and basically saying there's gold, go get it, but not all is what seems down below. And I like that idea, that kind of spin on the book. I'm excited to see where it goes. I said before, the art is strange, not something what I'm used to at all. But please, I would recommend this book. Pick it up, give it a read yourself. It's worth the cover price anyway. It is still widely available from what I gather. I've seen it in the store, I've seen it on eBay and other online retailers, so go pick it up. So it starts off with this page, which is, I love all that kind of negative space type looking image. And there's a guy being sick, hates the ocean, he's woken over the side of the boat, and someone on the ship goes, "Feeding the fish, are we, Sonny Jim?" I don't think his name's Sonny Jim, I just think he's calling him Sonny Jim, but maybe it is. And then they have an argument, and we came all this way to make sure this wharf rat pays Oni his due. So we don't know who Oni is yet, and he's obviously the captain of the ship, and they seem to be Oni's crew to make sure that the gold is obtained, and they do the needful and do what's right and what's owed. And they have a bit of an argument, and this boy, who never really gives his name, becomes the peacemaker. Maybe he's the one who brokered the deal. It doesn't really suggest that yet. He's then asking, has there been any signal yet, Mr. Broxley? I'm assuming that Broxley's the guy who's in control of the rope thing that, I don't know. Then Mr. Scholes is down below. Then it cuts to Mr. Scholes, and so he's wearing the big kind of, I don't know, helmet with the old school looking one from, do you imagine, back in the 20s, I'm assuming. And then this is where it cuts back to the scene in New York pub where Deke is the captain of the ship, and Deke seems to be trying to convince his crew to, or his friends or his crew to go down and salvage this sunken German submarine. And he refers to that there are many sunken submarines, but this one hasn't been recorded. There's something quite hush-hush about it. And somebody called Mark refers to it as a goddamn fairy tale. And this is where he slams the gold bar down. And is this real enough for you? And straight away, the crew are like, now you're talking, I'm in, I want that. And it highlights the importance of Nick Scholes. He calls him Nicky boy, you've been quiet, can't do this without you. I know it's not ideal, but what do you say? And he goes, you just tell me where to get in the water, Deke, and I could give a shit about the rest. And then it cuts back to Nick, and he is in the sunken boat. And you can see crates and things in the background. He's got his knife. It's hard to tell with the art, but that's the good thing about it. Like, there's a lot of detail without being detail, and it's very strange. Because I was trying to make out what actually is he doing. So he's got his knife, and he's trying to obviously open up a crate. And this is where he sees this braless, kind of scary looking mutated mermaid. And he's just like, he's checking his air. His air's fine, but he must be seeing things. Doesn't believe it. And then we cut up back to the ship, and one of Dig's crew, the female member, doesn't give her name. He's having a chat with the guy who was having the argument, Sonny Jim, and basically just says, I know you don't like Dig, and to be honest, nobody does, but they're here for a reason. It says, if you kill Dig, and you're gonna have to kill everyone who knows how to sail this thing home. So she's threatening him to say, listen, we want our gold. Dig's the captain of this ship. Wind your neck in. So then down below, Nick has given the signal, and then I hoist him back up. And then he comes out of the tank with another gold bar, and everyone on the ship is rejoicing and cheering and all sorts. And that's where they have this big party, and they're all getting drunk and merry and having fun. But Nick Scholl is at the side. He's not interested in the festivities. And the peacemaker boyo comes over and has a chat with him about why he doesn't want to join in. And he just wants to get back down there, away from all the noise. And this is where he asks, is it peaceful down here? And the peacemaker says, now come on Nick, you don't seem like a bad fellow. Surely you're not some kind of monster. And Nick just replies, a monster? No, at least not anymore. So it gives a lot of intrigue to his backstory. It does cut to a lot of fighting battle scenes from the war. Again, the artwork I'm going to show you, obviously from the trenches, but like it's not given too much, but given everything at the same time. You just see the kind of the Nazis. You see the rifles and the bayonettas, and there's explosions, there's people just getting shot, and there's blood. And it's just basically showing that, you know, that war, it's just showing that war didn't leave any of us much room to be human. So you killed and you killed and you killed until finally something inside yourself was killed. And that is monstrous, as he describes. And this is where the peacemaker guy says, it's not as quiet as you think down below. And he refers to his experiences in a U-boat. I'm assuming he's English, or European anyway, because he referred to the Yanks not really getting involved in the war, deciding what side they wanted to be on. So he was in U-boats, and they referred to having an experimental system, a hydrophone. We could listen for enemy ships and evade them. But you wouldn't believe the things I've heard. And you see he's got his wee headphones on, and I think they call headphones back then, maybe or something different. I don't know. And he's obviously a bit shocked at what he's hearing. And he refers to one of the U-boats he was in sinking. All it took was a little salt water to touch our batteries, and then there was chlorine gas everywhere. And then down in the dark there were screams, and they did manage to surface. That's how he's able to tell the story. But that's where the real trouble began, and that's where it ends on that page. I've tried to run through this quickly. Try to keep it under 10 minutes. Please be under 10 minutes. But that's the Sea of Sorrows. IDW, Rich Drake, Mr. McCormack, I can't remember his first name. But yeah, it was a great read. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and a lot of people are talking about it as well. I tried to find if it's a limited series or an ongoing. It doesn't say. I usually think that these things are quite limited, but with no actual plans. Say here's a 5-issue arc, maybe they'll stop at 12 or something. But by all means, if horror is your kind of thing, if historical horror is your thing, if you just like mermaids with no bras, go pick this book up. It's very good, art's very intriguing. I'm going to stick with it for 2 or 3 issues and make my mind up, but it's probably been one of the strongest number ones this year. I'm throwing it out there. I thoroughly enjoy it, sticking with it, so there we are. So folks, please like this video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, don't hit thumbs down, just don't do anything. Comment below what you thought of my ramblings on this book. Comment below if you agree, disagree, or if me talking about the book has made you want to go buy the book. That will always be, I'll feel really good if someone done that. But yeah, thanks for watching this video, and I will catch you in my next one. Thanks a lot, bye bye.